Should we close it? Steve?
Oh, Skylar!
He's probably good.
Okay, it's really cold. It's really windy, but you guys really wanted to see episode 2. Potentially miserable, considering the fact I don't know where I am. Also, Steven's here.
Yeah.
So we don't know where we are. And there's a very, very high chance that we are going to be stealth camping somewhere.
So,
Which,
we'll
I mean,
see how that goes.
Hopefully we can find a wall of trees that acts as a good windbreak. My camera does not like cold weather. So I'm gonna try to keep this to a minimum, and I'm gonna let future Kyler do some narration on what the rules are for this.
If you've already seen episode 1, you should already know how this works, but if you haven't, I highly recommend checking it out after this one, by the way. Here's the rundown. I, and in this case Steven, were blinded and deafened, then were driven to a randomly generated point within a certain distance from home. This time, because of how cold it was going to be, I decided to shrink the circle. Hate on me all you want, I wasn't about to spend 4 days walking home in January. On this journey, neither of us are allowed to use any maps, GPS, or cell phones, the whole point of it being not knowing where we are. The one exception is we're allowed one call to ask for a favor from somebody, and once you've asked for something, you aren't allowed to request that item again. For example, last episode I asked for a pair of inner tubes, so I can't ever request that again. The goal each episode is to make it back home safe and sound. With that out of the way, on with the video.
Hopefully that was a good explanation. I'm having to keep the camera warm, like in my jacket. So I'm gonna try to keep a lot of these short. We've probably been walking for about 10 minutes. We're still on this gravel road. We're approaching a road intersection. That'll help us find what direction the center of the county is in. Most likely we're in Montgomery County still, but that circle does extend into the neighboring counties. It is pretty likely that we'll still be in the county, and that's what I'm hoping for, because this is really cold and miserable. So far I don't recognize anything specific. It just kind of looks like Indiana to me.
It's really cold.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be the most consistent theme throughout this entire video. My hands were already turning purple.
Yeah, my hands were like really bad, discolored, just from not wearing the gloves for a tiny bit.
But I think overall, it's doable, no matter what.
Hopefully. If I really need to, or if we really need to, I am willing to give up on the challenge, and this will just be an L on the series, because this,
that one in the books.
yeah, this is potentially quite dangerous.
Knowing wind noise has been a pretty big problem in the past. For this journey, I made a foam case for my camera, and it did a great job. I bring this up just to point out how awful the wind was. Without it, the audio would be almost unusable.
We're approaching the intersection. We're either on Montgomery County 500 North or Putnam County 500 North, because Tippecanoe's 500 North I'm pretty sure is out of range, and we're at 300 West. It's usually very typical for wind to go northeast in this area. I'm thinking that this is north rather than this way, because the wind is going this way. That's northeast. And I'm only basing my direction off of that because I can't see the sun. Based on that, there's not a lot of decisions I can make. We need a little bit more information. I think I see another intersection right over there. I think we should go that way, just because it's visible, so it's not gonna be that far. Maybe it'll be a more busy road that's actually named something that isn't just the county road.
Though I had good reason to believe we'd approach that intersection from the north side, I wasn't 100% confident, and in efforts to be as efficient as possible due to how cold it was, we opted to go to the next closest intersection to get more information.
Despite the really cold temperature and the awful wind, it looks really nice out here. A big thing you have to worry about is if you're going in the wrong direction. If you're sticking to roads, it can sometimes like add a lot more distance to cover. But if you can make a nice angle through a field, I don't condone it, but I mean, it's definitely useful when it is.
What you gotta do.
Yeah. If you look way out in the distance on the horizon, you can see an interstate. The only interstate that is within the boundaries, to my knowledge, is 74. So odds are high that we're still in Montgomery County. Here's another intersection. And it's 400 West. We're on 500 North, which means we are definitely facing west. Steven's behind me and that car is looking sus. We went ahead and decided to turn this direction because it's a more main road, and we're headed south and we're on the north road. So we're going toward the center of whatever county we're in. Hopefully it's Montgomery County. trying to nonchalantly record this. Sorry to interrupt. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel. I've updated the chart to include a 10,000 subscriber milestone. In the comments, make sure you let me know what you want to see for that milestone's challenge, and which destination you'd rather see me ride to for the 100,000 milestone challenge. For more information on this chart, make sure to watch this video or ask me in the comments. I also highly recommend turning on my channel notifications as to not miss any of my uploads. While I don't have an Instagram for you to follow, I do have a Mario Maker 2 profile, so make sure to follow me there. Anyways, back to the video. We're approaching the interstate. You can see the overpass. I think we're gonna go ahead and cross it. I'm like 65% sure I know where I am. I have an idea of what I want to do for the call. I don't know, I'll wait to explain it. Once I'm like within 90% certainty of where we are, I think I'll go ahead and make the call. Oh yeah, I'm wearing this orange hat because I need to be visible. And the last thing I want is one, for the footage to corrupt, and two, me to get hit by a car. And if I do get hit by a car, I really hope the footage doesn't corrupt. Yeah, so 100% I know where I am now. New Richmond's that way, we just came from that road. Yeah, time to start walking home. I'm thinking I'm gonna make the call soon. Probably after we cross the interstate.
We'll see.
Found some duct tape. It's still good. Is it pretty sticky?
No, not at all.
We're on the overpass now. I call this site beautiful, but then a lot of you in the comments are used to seeing mountains. Let me have my beautiful...
what we can get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We only have probably about 3 hours of daylight left. Oh yeah, look, we have mountains. Do you see those hills way over there? It's like maybe 50 feet of elevation. Okay, so the camera's cold right now because I needed to switch the SD card. The other one that I was using before had an error, I'm assuming because of the cold. So that means I lost all the footage, potentially. There's a tiny chance I'll be able to recover this, but this is corrupted in a way that is much different than the last time my stuff was corrupted. Either way, we're out in the field. We just had some pizza that I packed in my bag. That was supposed to be funny, but I couldn't record it. I need to make a call to Logan. Oh, I just realized this is probably gonna be really wind noisy. I'm having some serious issues with my cameras, and it freaking sucks. This is gonna make my one call choice even more easy. I've decided that I'm gonna call my good friend Logan, who you've seen before on the channel a few times, and we're gonna stay the night at his place. Hopefully, not only to prevent me from corrupting any more footage and being able to check out what's going on, but also because it's really cold. Okay, I'm calling Logan. Hey Logan, it's kind of a weird request, but we were wondering if we could stay at your place overnight. That's my one call. Yeah, we'll probably be there around an hour or two from now. All right, I'll see you then. I'm just hoping this SD card doesn't freak out like the last one because of the cold. I think it's a battery problem, but regardless, I know Logan's area, or Logan's property, like this area pretty well, and I think we're gonna do something daring. And I really hope this footage doesn't get corrupted, because this is a pretty bold move. We're gonna try to cut across this field. I'm pretty certain that that wall of trees over there is where Logan lives.
If you didn't catch that, I used my one call to ask to stay at Logan's house. This was a pretty large gamble, I'll admit, but after potentially losing all of my previous footage, I wanted to make some backups on Logan's computer. At the time, I was uncertain if any of the footage you've seen up to this point was recoverable. In addition, it was getting really cold and we were getting tired. Not having to set up camp would be amazing. Of course, this means I'll never be able to ask to stay the night at someone's house ever again. By the way, the assumption that Logan's house was right behind those trees wasn't a good assumption. More on that later.
Alright, so we just, we're in the field now. We're just gonna keep on going this way. My legs are pretty tired. I can definitely keep going. And we have plenty of food and water in our bags, so things are looking good. Pretty manageable forest floor. This got pretty unmanageable pretty quickly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it got pretty dense. There appears to be a clearing up ahead though. This is why you do it in the winter. I've done this sort of thing when there are still green branches and leaves, and it's a lot harder. Just a hunting spot. All right. There's a motor for like a dishwasher or a dryer or something. Really? Oh yeah.
Right there.
How deep do you think this is? Oh. I mean, like, if I were to break through the ice, do you think my feet would get wet, you know?
I don't know how tall it is.
I think the ice might be all the way to the ground, actually. Because this is very convenient for crossing, you know? It's not that slippery. Oh, what kind of... These are raccoon prints and then a dog? Ah, so this ice is about 2/3 of a diameter of this log deep. Because this is probably resting on the ground. Over there, though, I don't know. My hips are pretty tired and so are my knees, but my muscles are fine. Look at all those blackberry bushes. Insurpassable. They have thorns, every single one of them. That is super dense. So we're gonna try to go around it. Oh, I caught that. If that doesn't show you that we're risking life and limb, I can't check the weather because of the rules. Like when I boot up my weather app, it shows me a map. And even though I'm pretty confident I know where I am, that's still, you know, cheating, I suppose. The sun is beginning to set. Here is another one of these patches. It might be sturdy enough out here. It's not super deep. Honestly, if we were camping tonight, this might be the place to camp. What if we're not actually where we think we are? And we just can't find Logan's place? I would honestly probably end the challenge, you know? Too much has gone wrong today. 2 layers of ice, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Maybe there were just 2 freezing periods. Very cool. You can see the surface tension.
Yeah.
Alright, this is definitely shallow over here. Pretty cool stuff. That's a crack in the ice.
Yeah, it's deep. It's super deep.
Oh, it's slippery.
Yeah. You're right. This is like there's 2 layers.
This is not thick enough ice. So, forced across on the logs. I don't know if you can hear it, but there are chainsaws in the distance. There's nothing to hold on to, by the way. Just pure balancing. Time to jump. Ooh, right into a thorn thing.
Whoa.
Those chainsaws are exactly where we need to go. So the chainsaws are coming from exactly where I think Logan's place is. It appears that this grove of trees is a different set of trees than the ones at Logan's house. So that's a problem. We're gonna need to cross the field, but I think we're in the right vicinity. And those chainsaws are where I think we need to go, which is bad, very bad. There's a truck just right over there. And that's the direction we heard the chainsaw. There's a person. I'm afraid to turn off the camera because it makes beeping sounds. The audio quality is not going to be as good. The dude in the car is over there. I don't know if you can see it. We just exited the woods and we're walking to this grove of trees because I recognize that house and I know Logan's farm is right over there. The fact that he hasn't started coming over to us right now is, I think, a good sign. But now, walking through these stalks of corn. Super difficult, by the way. They're just really stiff. The more we look back, though, I think the sketchier we look, so just keep walking forward with confidence. If you hear the engine starting, yeah, we're gonna need to think of something fast. So we've changed fields. We just are gonna crest this hill and then enter that grove of trees, no matter if it's Logan's land or not. There's a barn right there. I'm not sure if that's his or his neighbor's. I'm hoping it's his, though. This is definitely a huge bet though, because I'm getting less and less certain that I know where I am. I mean, I think I know where I am in the county, but I don't know if this is Logan's place or not.
Well, I guess we keep going.
Just keep going.
We just keep going.
Yeah, my legs are properly sore. All seems to be going well. That guide never bothered us. We're good. Yeah. It's getting later and later in the day. This looks like just a cover, like grass for the field, but we're still not gonna walk on it just in case. Because there's this fire break in the field right here. So we're just gonna follow it. Right over there. Behind those trees. Man, I'm really hoping that that is Logan's property. I just want to be done for today. I'm so tired. Look at that. Look at that. That's it right there. Thank goodness. I'm so tired. I'm ready to fall asleep and eat whatever food and drink whatever water I have available. Now you might think, oh, you cheated by going to Logan's house. That's not in the spirit of the challenge. Well, one of the rules is once I've called for something, I can't do that again. Definitely am thankful for Logan today. Sorry, Logan. We have to climb your fence. Oh yeah, probably. I'll hold that up for you. I think I can fit with my backpack on. We'll see. Oh, thank goodness. That was some nice stretching actually. My legs feel a little bit better. There's his place. Almost done for today. We'll still have to walk into town tomorrow.
Yeah, what the?
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, the whole squad's rolling up. Their rooster and 2 hens. Oh, hi. Were you expecting us? Logan didn't tell you.
Huge thanks to Logan for having us over. It was great catching up. That night we were able to recover all of the footage I thought I'd lost. Needless to say, it was a good night. We're leaving. We're well rested. My legs are pretty sore, but I think I can make it into town. We're not that far away. How do you feel?
It's just only cold.
Yeah, I think it's less than 20 degrees. Of course, I haven't checked my phone. Yeah, and then wind chill, of course. Hey, yo, what's up? This car behind us is I feel so weird doing this, especially like living here. Like if we were in California, it would be one thing.
Oh yeah, everyone would be like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
With the bulk of the challenge behind us, all we had left to do was walk into town.
So it's probably been about half an hour. We're just walking. We're so close to the end. And I'm ready for this to be over, especially after yesterday. Yeah, we left our camping stuff at his house so we wouldn't have to carry it. So my backpack's not as full as well as his.
Yeah, that'd be a little, yeah. A little too much on the back end.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think I've ever seen them close.
So we're gonna leave the highway. I think it might take a little bit longer, but it's definitely a lot safer. We're starting to enter town. We'll probably be in town in about 20 minutes. Just a little update.
PTA?
Yeah.
They?
I'm pretty sure we're approaching the city border. I'm not sure exactly where it is down here, but regardless, we're in town. I'll go ahead and say it. This has been one interesting journey for sure. My legs don't hurt nearly as much as they did in the first one. I think we got lucky this time with the randomizer. How are you feeling, Steven?
Pretty good. I think walking, you know,
Yeah.
it warms you up a little bit.
Oh, for sure.
So like, I'm pretty toasty right now, pretty comfy. Just in it for the end.
Yeah. For privacy reasons, this is the last shot we'll be having until I'm home. We made it.
Yeah.
Thank you to Steven for joining me on this. This is definitely not as bad. Despite the cold weather, we prepared well enough and we have enough water that this ended up being a lot easier and a lot better on our bodies than the first episode of this.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a comment below about the subscription milestones. If you want to see more of Steven, check out this video. It's one of my favorites. And here's episode 1 of the series if you missed it.